Hello, and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast for people who want to watch all this television, but don't have time for it. I'm Xhafer.
I am Ben.
And after 4 seasons of doing this show, you think I would have come up with a catchphrase by now instead of having to come up with something weird every single episode. But here we are. I'm Victor.
No, it's just a running gag if you do something new every episode.
But that means I have to think of something new every episode.
That is the conundrum you find yourself in.
That is. I've done this to myself. Oh, well.
See, Ben took the easy route. He's got the catchphrase. He says it at the end of every episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do the same
Smart
over on
man.
Who Are You? I have a catchphrase sign off. You know, it's nice. It's nice to have the little thing. So...
Join our Discord, listeners. Give me some suggestions for a catchphrase.
our new contest. Find the rusty nail in the Big Mac. I mean, help Vic pick a catchphrase.
Rusty nail in the Big Mac. That.
You found the marble in the oatmeal.
All right. Well, speaking of finding weird things in odd places, this episode we are covering Season 1, Episode 11 of VIPER. Viper noises. Thief of Hearts.
Okay, Victor, I was really worried you were going to start talking about your colonoscopy.
Funny you should mention. I.
Oh no!
I do. No, I do have an appointment this Friday for a physical, but it's going in the other end. So I got to do one of those over 40 examinations.
Oh God, that's a thing, isn't it? Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
As the young buck of the podcast, who will never die, I'm just enjoying this right now.
You'll be there soon, Ben.
No.
It'll be your turn soon. Dude,
So
you gotta get a finger up your ass at some point, man. It's just the what has to happen.
Well, just not at the doctor.
Good, you get some practice.
Yeah. You know, if I'm at the club, you know.
Into club.
Xhafer, you know I've never said club.
We all fam at the club.
Speaking of medical procedures, before we get started, though, I wanted to let our listeners know that there is a YouTube channel called Millennium Plus TV. That's Millennium Plus, then a plus sign, and TV. You know what? I'll drop a link to it in the show notes. And they are, from what I can tell, they're uploading a bunch of classic TV to their channel, and VIPER is one of them. It says new episodes every Sunday of VIPER. Let me check the feed, but they have this one on there. They have Thief of Hearts, and the most recent one is Season 3, Episode 1. So they're uploading new episodes every Sunday. If you want to follow along, hop on YouTube and watch this amazing prestige show VIPER from the 90s with us.
The greatest TV show ever made.
Mathematically, that will cover at least one more episode, if not 2, of our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So VIPER, guys.
Yeah.
Ben,
VIPER.
Ben, we were talking about this before we started recording.
And you were being wrong.
About how bad the acting is in this episode in particular.
And I was very specific. The dad is bad. He is possibly the worst actor I've ever seen on a primetime TV show.
You talk about the guy,
is
the little girl's dad. This guy
Yes.
looks like a Timu Billy Crystal almost.
Well, that's nuts. First of all, is this a joke? You're joking, right? Because that's sort of me. It's the Incredible Hulk.
I can't believe you got it.
I do not know why anyone would steal my little girl's heart. Oh no. What
Now,
will we do?
This episode does have John motherfucking Neville in it, so
yes,
it gets some cred.
Well, and also him being such a bad actor, the scenes we get with him and Frankie later is just like, oh man, this Victor's crazy Italian stereotype character. Like, you are now suddenly like acting circles around this guy.
It's real bad.
It elevates our principles, which, you know what, I appreciated.
We open on a kid in the hospital, happy she can take a math test. Man, kids feeling happy and safe in school. 2001, oh, the optimism. This was not the educational system's future. Looking from 1994.
Yeah. Well, we get our little girl here talking, and she's apparently a big friend of the family's.
Yeah.
And they're waiting on her new heart to be delivered. And we just get a big exposition dump from Julian and his wife, Mara.
Yeah.
About this new synthetic heart that's part synthetic, part human tissue or something like that. It's revolutionary, and she was picked 1 out of 100 patients on a waiting list to receive this heart. So,
and we find out that in the world of VIPER, you can have your heart replaced and then go right home, which was the thing that clanged the most to me. It's just like, Daddy, when will I get to go home? Right after the surgery, dear. And it's like, they're going to crack you open like an egg. Like, you're going to be in the hospital for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, later.
Still better to get the heart.
So then they watch the Amazon delivery truck pull up with the heart. and
of all things, someone with taser knucks.
Yeah.
Takes it off. Now, Ben, do you want to tell the taser knucks story?
One of my great regrets is, so one time Xhafer and I went on a horrible trip from Detroit to Atlanta. Mostly once we got to Atlanta, things were really good. The trip down was bad because a friend of ours insisted, hey, don't worry, I'll rent the 15-passenger van that will put 7 guys and all of their camping gear in. And didn't realize when you get divorced, it hurts your credit real bad.
Yep.
And
that does happen.
So this is where it was fun. I was actually just thinking about this the other day because my wife and I just watched First Contact and we're going through all of Star Trek.
Hey.
We sat down waiting for this guy to show up with the van. And we're like, hey, what's on TV? What are we going to do? He should be here in 15 minutes. Hey, we'll watch 15 minutes of First Contact. We watched all of First Contact. And we're just like, where the hell is Eric? All right, well, what are we going to do now? Well, on the next channel down, we can just watch First Contact again, but in Spanish. All right, let's do that. And so we start watching that, and it's all, Hola, Troy, ¿dónde está la Borg? And we learned about just how suave Spanish Riker sounds.
Oh my God!
Riker.
Oh, dude, I need to see Spanish Riker.
He's more Riker than Riker. It's
off the charts.
But then our friend shows up with a minivan,
not a 15-person passenger van,
that he is now expecting to pit 7 people and a week's worth of camping supplies for each one of them in. We ended up having to shove people in surrounded by suitcases in the trunk. People got sick because of how they had to sit.
Yeah.
But then we finally get down to Atlanta. Hey, we're finally out of the car. We're having a good time. And we go into was it a smoke shop? I forget why we were even in there.
I don't think it was a Buc-ee's, but it was not. It was something. It was attached to a gas station, I think. We were looking for snacks.
And they had a glass case, and in there were these giant Kevlar brass knuckles with a strip along the front of them, so that when you pressed them, they activated a taser, and shocked people as you punched them. And I was so sad
stupid
that I did not have the $49.99 plus tax to walk away with my own set of taser knucks.
No, you dodged a bullet there, or dodged a.
I don't have to dodge anything. I've got taser knucks. The world is mine.
No, that's. I mean, they work in the MCU. They do not work like that in real life. That's a terrible idea.
Well, clearly, if I had some, I would be able to steal a heart.
Yeah.
Because this woman, our bad guy, comes up and just electro punches the security guard.
Electro punch.
Sonic boom.
Our driver gets out and is just like, "Hey, what's going on here?" As our getaway driver shows up on a motorcycle that just starts shooting machine guns.
Hell yeah.
Which, I note, it would be more effective if he just had a gun. Because it is attached to the front wheel, and so you've only got, like, that, 35 degrees of danger. Whereas if you just had a gun...
But it wouldn't be as cool. It would be more effective, but it would not be as cool.
I mean, and that's important. They steal the heart, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, why would you steal this priceless android heart?"
Yeah.
Oh
my god, the way they are all just watching from the window. They're like, "Oh, no, the heart is being stolen. Why are they doing this?"
Oh my god, they're stealing the heart.
There they go.
And then they're going to steal me. 5 points to the first person who tells me where that is from.
No fucking clue.
No.
It's from Troll 2.
No.
Oh my god, they're eating him. And then it's going to eat me.
Brave of you to admit that you've seen any of the Troll movies, let alone 2.
But then, surprise, shock of shocks. The person in the very baggy delivery outfit and the terrible wig is a woman?
Yeah, she does this dramatic, sexy reveal on the back of the bike where she takes off her hat and shuffles her hair, and there's barely any wind blowing, even though she's on the back of a motorcycle. A woman!
But yeah, fortunately, you happened to be immediately pre-surgery with your daughter's friend and their family, and one of those, that friend happens to have a dad who secretly has access to the VIPER. So the cops, they can't handle this. Mm-hmm. We're getting somebody else on the case.
Right. And then we get this is our first time on this watch through seeing the intro sequence, which is a pretty badass intro sequence,
awesome.
I gotta say. Oh my god, I love they got movie trailer voiceover guy to narrate this. Is like, in the near future.
The day after tomorrow.
Only one man can drive a stick shift.
It's VIPER.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it is. We come back from theme, and we learn the cops are useless. It's time for VIPER to step in. And this is when I question, wait a minute. Now, last episode I thought, is VIPER a police state dystopia? And this has me questioning, wait a minute. Is VIPER a libertarian utopia?
There's something later that I think points to yes.
Where people can just take the law in their own hands.
Is that
I'll
why
point it
it's
out when we get to it.
Is that why it's VIPER? Because no step on snake?
No step on snake.
Yeah. We also find out that you said it's Nora, Victor.
Mara.
Mara.
Yeah.
Mrs. Wilkes, Julian's wife, and Joe are on cheek kissing terms. I was just like, "Whoa, dude!"
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, my family's very Eastern European. I have.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I have family that does this.
Plus, this is in the alternate future of 2001, so who knows? Yeah,
I have never kissed a coworker's wife on the cheek, and I don't think I ever will.
It's got to be the double. It's got to be the kiss. It can't. It's got to be the, like, you don't touch the skin. It's like here.
Oh yeah, you just touch your cheek and then make the noise. Yeah.
But we find out that, alas, young Kimberly has sick kid in a TV show itis, where she's absolutely fine and talking about math tests, but she's almost dead. And
Right.
if we don't get that
More
heart
than-
now,
The second she gets more than 3 lines and she's got to get a SAG card, it
Yeah.
stops.
Yeah.
wait,
Joe Mike.
I've almost got health insurance. Nope, in goes the intubation tube.
So Joe Mike gets his quest for this episode.
Yeah.
Has to go recover the artificial heart.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the local villain lair, we have our sexy thief girl named Sylvia
Yep.
and Timu McJagger are setting up a a black market auction there in this. I don't even know what it is. A
dark
theater?
web.
Is it a church? I don't know what this place is.
Xhafer, it's the data net.
It's the
not
data
dark
web.
Or
It's
the
the data web.
Dark web.
Yes.
The dark web.
Frankie comes in. We cut back over to the VIPER lair, and Frankie gives us a dossier on our villains here.
And he tells us that thief, we could not identify her because she was wearing a hat.
Curses foiled again.
And it's like, okay, this is how I know it's not a police state, where it's just like, she was wearing a hat and a wig. No idea who that is. The dude on the motorcycle, that's Stathis, and he's a menace on the data
The
web.
data web. Now, Xhafer, you've been an IT professional for how many years now?
Yeah, let's say 8.
Yeah, so you're probably very familiar with the data web.
Say it right.
That's-
Say it right, Victor.
That's
the data web.
the data web. That's something you do on a daily basis up at work. They're all just like, IT Master Xhafer, the data web is down again.
I'll go
Quick.
hit the vacuum tubes.
Go break into the scramble gate.
We have to find our AIs on the other side of the wall.
Let me execute kill.bat.
I had a kill.bat back in the day. That was very useful. Just a force shutdown for Windows, because there was that annoying bug where you would shut down Windows. I think it even lasted up to Windows 7, where you would shut down, it would just keep spinning and spinning and spinning in perpetuity.
We must move forward, not backward, upward, not forward, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom.
So I had a kill command. Anyway, that's outdated ass computer geekery that I have.
I don't even turn my
cred.
computers off anymore.
Oh, is that where we're at in society now? God, I'm way out of date.
But we find out that when you are running an online evil auction on the data web,
The data web.
you wear a mesh shirt because that is
Yes.
required.
Yeah, our villain changes into her sexy auctioneer outfit for this illegal underground data web auction.
Where she
And,
is auctioning
I mean-
it off to what appears to be the XCOM Council.
I
Did
wrote
you just
down
say XCOM?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the shadowy figures.
That
I
is
wrote
a
down the
throwback.
Guild of Calamitous Intent, and then I also wrote down the SEAL Council. So, yes, all the same thing, though.
So they're trying to make it look like these are. I'm assuming they're trying to make it look like these are computer screens with these anonymous silhouettes, but
They are not anonymous. One of them is Blossom. It's clear as day.
one of them appears to be Willie Nelson with the hat and the beard. And,
Yeah.
but
One
yeah,
of them
no,
is a chicken wearing a scarf and a coat. I don't know if you saw, there was some really weird neck action.
there's some weird, but I think these are supposed to be big computer screens, but they look like they're just those projector fabric things. And someone's just sitting behind there with a light, and it's just they're sitting behind a curtain, basically. That's what I think is going on. So I wasn't sure if this was supposed to be a computer screen or if the people are actually there in the building, standing behind a curtain.
It's supposed to be computer screens because
Yeah.
they make a big deal about Johansson. He's going to show up and do this in person. He's not going to be here in person. And he's
Well, I
not.
just assumed that he
I
was
don't
going
know
to
why
take his
they-
place behind one of those screens and turn on the blue light behind him. Like,
But I don't know why we had so much conversation earlier about this guy Johansson, because they even have like a bit of dialogue like, Johansson doesn't even want the heart. He wants to bid on you. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay, this is clearly going to be part of a B plot where you can get the heart back, or you can come work for me, sexy Sylvia lady. And I was like, okay, I can see where this episode is going. Oh no, they drop this immediately. Johansson never even shows up.
Wait, I thought Johansson was John Neville.
No.
No? Okay.
No, he's Price.
Odd thing for them to just drop in there.
Yeah, but then we find out that not only can Julian build a supercar, he's also an expert hacker. Except
he hacked the scramble gate.
he hacks it, and he's like, no, they just caught my decoy. I'm actually figuring out the last few lines of code. But we find out he's a hacker, but he's not a master hacker. Because he's able to break their codes, but he never says, I'm in.
Oh,
which is
right.
how
yeah,
you know you're a master hacker.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we get our auction winner, and the winner of the auction has a bad Russian accent. Again, that's very strange, because we never see this person, and then the guy who shows up doesn't have a bad Russian accent. Not sure what's going on there, but whatever. The heart sells for $14 million, and sexy auctioneer lady wants them to meet in person. Which, okay, what was the fucking point of having this entire thing be anonymous if you're just going to meet in person to hand it off?
Well, so the bidders don't know who the other bidders are, so I can't come and shoot you and take the thing.
Okay.
You've clearly never run an illicit auction, Victor.
Listeners in the Discord, have you ever run a black market auction? Let us know how it works.
But they meet at the Metro Museum of Art, which just made me want to go to the DIA.
DIA is great.
We have one of the best art museums in the world here, and it's
Was that the Detroit
Institute of Art. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, in the early 1900s, when all the automakers were making their money and people would still do things like support the arts with their money, they went and just bought every fucking painting they could get their grubby little hands on, and it's just this absolutely astounding collection of art and artifacts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to Julian's elite hacker skills, they overhear the passphrase, which is, I always preferred the Cubist period. Yeah. And Joe Mike goes in and tries to be an imposter to steal the heart back from the thieves.
He's too early, though.
Yes.
No, it's too early. I am not ready.
And Sylvia recognizes him because apparently they have history.
Yes, she's like, Peyton, ugh.
I'm guessing this happens in every episode of this season.
I'm guessing at least not infrequently.
Mm-hmm.
But we also find out that Joe is terrible at improvisation, because she's just like, at one point she's just like, hey, all right, if it's actually you, tell me which bank account. It's like, I don't know. I was just told to come pick it up. I didn't do the wire transfer. I'm the driver.
Yeah, Joe freaking freezes up twice here. But I love when the actual real auction winner shows up, and I always preferred the Cubist period, and they all turn to him, and he's just, what? I've always preferred the Cubist period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. But then Sylvia tosses the fake container, which apparently didn't have the heart in it. It was just filled with chalk dust.
Yeah.
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb.
She blows up her heart-shaped box.
And they break out in the getaway car. Sylvia offers, first our actual buyer drops the name of his boss, who apparently is the evil billionaire. The Warren
Mr.
Buffett
Price
of Metro City.
More evil Warren Buffett? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's an evil billionaire, and I can't imagine that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's never going to happen.
Never
$1 billion,
happens,
that's absurd.
Willing to steal the heart from a kid?
From a little girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sylvia makes this guy an offer to double-cross his boss for even more money, and he's like, but that's illegal!
And she's like, dude, we're murdering a kid here. At least get paid.
I shot a kid.
We cut back over to the hospital, where Mara goes over to Kimberly's dad and tells him to keep it together as he is silently staring out the window. She's like, you gotta keep it together, man.
We also find out that while Julian can hack anywhere into the data web. They have to actually physically break into the hospital to get the files.
Yeah, this is back when paper records were still a thing. I mean, in the 90s, that is, as you know, not. And I guess they still thought that was going to be a thing in our alternate future, 2001.
Computers seem to advance quite a lot, and also not at all.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. So yeah, Joe, Mike, and Julian want to look through the records there at the hospital to try and figure out who the buyer is, because there's only so many people who can afford $14 million to buy an artificial heart,
and also need the artificial
and also
heart.
need one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also find out that somehow they stole the clothes, and instead of just like, hey, I just went to the supply closet and grabbed some.
Yeah.
When
it's
Julian's like,
ridiculously
how'd you
easy
get
to do.
these? How'd you get these clothes? Joe's like, you don't want to know. And I'm like,
What the hell did you do?
did you put Julian in dead guy clothes?
Yeah, no, I used to date a trauma nurse, and she told me that it's ridiculously easy they've got so many people coming in and out of the hospital. I mean, not just patients, but staff are constantly rotated that no one ever recognizes anyone. So it's, painfully easy. Actually, she probably shouldn't have told me that, but that's the way it is. You just walk into a hospital and take whatever you want. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that, listeners. We are not endorsing that.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I was worried about the liability. After this, we cut over to Leonard Price's home. And this is, of course, John motherfucking Neville, the aforementioned, most famous as Baron Munchausen in Terry Gilliam's film.
That was the movie. I was trying to remember the name of it. That's the one that had the ridiculous flying Robin Williams head out in space. Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've only heard people talk about it.
Oh my God, that is such a Ben movie.
I've only ever had Munchausen's by proxy.
That's probably a dad joke. I'm not getting.
No, it's a psychological condition where where you pretend somebody else is sick so that you get sympathy for being the one taking care of them. Yeah. It's actually a very serious disease. But I was making a joke about it.
Oh man, too much IQ for me. But anyway, yeah. So Sylvia and
he's the
her
general
goon.
in The Fifth Element.
Yes.
I got a list.
Yeah.
I got a list. I know this
Please.
Yeah.
He's the well-manicured man in the X-Files.
In the X-Files, yes.
Companion of the cigarette-smoking man. He is Isaac Newton in The Next Generation.
Awesome. Yes, that was that episode with Data and Stephen Hawking playing poker.
Yep.
Yeah, and Albert Einstein. Yeah, it's the three of them.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And then he also did a ton of Shakespeare on the BBC and ITV in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Neville, what the fuck are you doing in Viper?
He's getting paid.
I know, it's beyond the best sci-fi show ever made. Well, anyway, Sylvia and her goon, they break into Neville's mansion here and just roll the biggest, most obvious smoke bomb I've ever seen.
Yeah, they smoke out the guards like they're Snoop at the inauguration.
The goons, they don't even notice this massive, obvious smoke grenade being rolled in the hallway here. And then they just fall over like, oh, where'd that come from?
And then we find out so they say that Price has his own surgical suite in his house. This is just a bedroom. There is no way this room is clean.
Yeah.
But then Sylvia goes full Ticketmaster on Price and is like, surprise, bitch, shipping and handling. Convenience charge.
That's fucking Ticketmaster. They're the worst. Oh my God.
They are.
Well, meanwhile, Joe, Mike, and Julian decide to go after the heart and break into the millionaire's mansion. They tell Frankie he has to go to the hospital to keep an eye on the family.
Also, we see they figured out that it is Sylvia Ehrengraf, this bad person, and we see her file from the police. Mm-hmm. And did you guys catch her 3 charges?
I saw Grand Theft Auto as one.
Armed robbery, resisting arrest, and explosives.
Oh, whoa.
So illegal fireworks?
Yeah. But I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. And then, like, it actually, like, they didn't lorem ipsum. They were like, hey, went to jail after Michael Payton stopped her from killing a guard and she got caught. I'm like, ooh,
that's
they actually
interesting
wrote this
that
out.
they actually did that, because that happened a lot in the 90s, because we didn't have HD TV back then and you couldn't always read what was on the screen. So that's impressive. Shout out to Viper crew for going the extra mile there.
And
Pun
Always
intended.
appreciated.
we get one of my favorite bits of the episode, which is our second Frankie info dump. Who's like, no, see, you gotta understand. Like, this woman, she's like, she broke out of prison. Like, she stole a uniform and she walked right out. And it's just like, I hope we get at least 2 Frankie info dumps every episode.
That's a good prediction. Hang on, it's coming up right on my screen right here. Let me pause it. So here's a rap sheet: armed robbery, grand theft auto, armed robbery again, impersonating an officer, assault, illegal possession of explosives, assault with intent to kill, disruption of federal computers, impersonating an officer's, illegal possession of explosives again, fraud, illegal possession of an assault rifle. Oh, and she's from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Born 11/23/1970. Laura, let us know if you know anyone in Bartlesville.
They're trying to say this woman's 41? She does not look 41 to
30. She would have been 30. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Derp. 41.
Year 2001.
2000, yeah. Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah.
But then we find out that what Sylvia is actually after, the combination to the vault downstairs that holds
Where he keeps gold.
$100 million worth of gold.
$100 million. Oh, man. So now we are finally 22 minutes into this episode. We finally get the Viper. And I got to tell you guys, let me tell you something, guys. I was getting frustrated with this episode. It's come the fuck on. Where's the Viper? Can we get some Viper in our Viper episode, please? But the second half of this episode, I was originally going to trash it, man, because I did not like it. The second half totally makes up for it, man. We get the Viper speeding out of their hidden Viper lair in the dam, and we get the badass transformation scene with some wicked Casio techno in the background, dude, as Julian and Joe Mike are hauling ass over to break into the mansion to save this little girl's heart.
Also, just so you guys know, I pulled a Xhafer here, and I did the math.
Oh, you did the math?
Now, I don't know. I didn't do any conversions or anything of. I don't know what, because we know inflation has gone rampant in the Viper universe.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, a 1 kilogram bar of gold is worth about $200,000.
Oh, wow. That's
A
more than I was
significant amount
expecting.
of money. But that
Yeah.
still means you need 500 bars to reach $100 million, which means you are dealing with over 1,100 pounds worth of gold bars that they are going to have to move if they are able to get into this safe. That's going to take a while.
Yeah, especially if all they have is that motorcycle.
Yeah. Hey, they have that car, too.
Oh, they do have the car, the hatchback. So
But still, you can't... if you put that all in the trunk,
That thing-
it's going to break the suspension.
it's going to be dragging its rear bumper on the concrete. Yeah. So Sylvia is there.
How much was gold an ounce?
I don't know an
Did
ounce,
you-
but a 1 kilogram bar, my research said, was $200,000.
Like today?
Yes.
Okay.
1
Today,
ounce is
gold-
worth $65,000.
Today an ounce is 2,700.
That is not what the top result of Google said, which probably is a lie.
Is that the buy price?
Are you
know
looking at the AI price?
No, it's just what
AI
goldcore.com says.
Hang on. I wonder if I still even have this app on my phone.
2001 gold was $271 an ounce.
Oh, you
Today
said it
is
would be insane.
2,751.
Okay.
And for reference, back in 1994 when this was made, it was 381. So it actually was down.
This is actually I'm if it is 2001 prices, it's orders of magnitude bigger. So you were dealing with
1.5
literal,
times, yeah,
literal tons of gold.
Oh wow. 2000. Okay.
We're
So what
not
is
going to
this?
do math right now on.
Oh yeah, the spot price. Yeah, no, I've got this app on my phone. I'm surprised I still have it because back in like the early 2010s, I was super interested in precious metals, and that didn't work out. But anyway, yeah, per ounce, $2,765 is the spot price per ounce for gold right now.
I love gold.
Anyway, so yeah, sexy Sylvia lady is trying to intimidate billionaire Neville into giving her the combination to the safe. And man, this line from John Neville, dude, I love the way she's blowing cigarette smoke in his face, and she says, "I hope your heart is as black as your lungs." Dude, it is such a good insult, man.
But he's also very much the like. Everyone is just like, "Oh, Mr. Price, the famous billionaire dickbag," and he's, "The world owes me. Fuck them kids." And I'm like, I don't think you've done anything nice to anyone ever. You don't deserve this. And
then Viper pulls up and fires the grappling hook at the top of the mansion. And guys, were you hoping? Because I was hoping Viper was going to drive up the wall of this mansion here. That would have been so fucking cool.
Joe needs to go on a sneaking mission.
Oh, it would have been so much cooler if they had drove Viper into the bedroom by climbing the wall.
I was so disappointed. This is the shittiest version of Batman's grappling. It still works.
Yeah, Joe looks so dumb dangling from this. Dude, he's got Mary Poppins vibes going on with this big trench coat floating up in the air.
Awesome self-pulling bar. It's the coolest. It is sweet. Although he has to convince Wilkes that he can go in by himself, and it's like, sorry, my dude, you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this villain layer wheelchair accessible, dude?
Yeah. Knowing very little about Price, I'm guessing it's not. But we sneak past our two goons who were gooning in the hallway, and I was so hoping that Joe was going to sneak in mid-surgery and be like, "Oh, I see everything inside this guy's chest."
No. This is network TV. They couldn't show that, but yeah, he just walks in. He just Pink Panther tiptoes in and grabs the heart that is encased in this giant bubble wrap. This big single bubble wrap pillow. It looks so silly. I mean, it's effective. It's probably what you would really do in real life for something like that. But yeah. It's a big pillow with a heart in it.
Yeah, and he's caught by Stathis, our sidekick, and when he's not on the data web, he's dangerous, but not as dangerous.
Yeah, he's a hacker martial artist. I guess.
So Joe beats him up, but then who comes around the corner but Sylvia?
Sexy Sylvia.
With her Uzi, and Joe holds the heart hostage.
Yeah. This was so bad. Oh, dude, but I need to audio clip this dialogue here. Because what does he say? He tells her, "Drop the gun. Drop the gun!" Oh, man. And she does this overly sexy squat where she drops the gun here. I'm wondering who this actress is, if she did maybe a lot of soap operas in the 90s or something, because she's got the vibe down, you know?
She did so much soap opera.
Oh, did she?
I did a quick Google because she looked kind of familiar and I couldn't place it, and it's like hundreds of episodes of soap opera.
Yep. Yeah, it had to be.
Soap operas, multiple.
And she's just, "I know you won't kill me." And it's interesting that it's the one thing they didn't override when they were rewriting his brain to change him from Michael Payton to Joe is, hey, maybe it's useful to have a cop who will shoot somebody.
Well, that's why he didn't become a cop. He went rogue. Yeah. But, oh, God, and I hate the way he holds his gun. He holds it sideways. Like,
yeah.
I hate that.
Hey, God, no! He turned it sideways. Kill shot! That's a kill shot!
Anyway, he literally kicks Sylvia in the ass. He won't shoot her, but he kicks her in the butt as she walks away. And then he dives headfirst out the window here.
And then we find out that they sent Frankie over to deal with the family. And they're like, hey, Frankie, we're on our way. And Frankie's like, hey, don't worry. They're on their way. And if anybody can make it, is these guys. And
Frankie is providing some excellent moral support to our family here.
And we get
really trying.
my favorite extra of any show we've ever seen. We've got our girl, she's being prepped for surgery, and we have just this team of doctors. And it's like a full gamut. We've got a guy in the background who's clearly a male model who's just, ooh, I'm brooding. Oh, I'm brooding. But then we've got this older doctor who's right in the middle who just... Oh, yes. Bites the arm of his glasses and is just like, yes, this is how people think. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't catch that. That's awesome.
He
my
just did a
favorite.
lot of backstory for his character. He quit smoking like 10 years ago, but he still has an oral habit. So he's just chewing on whatever he can, Ben. God, I could tell from his acting choices that's what was going on.
That's why he's my favorite background actor.
I love when extras bring their A game. That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, we also find out that they need to get the heart back because Price owns the bank that Sylvia had her money in, and now her accounts are frozen somehow.
Yeah, why didn't he bring this up earlier when he was being held hostage? But
it's also like he didn't know they stole the heart. How did he call somebody while they were there? Which means he did it before they went there, which means he was always planning to screw them over, which makes him just an even more evil guy. He stole the money back before he got the heart.
What a dick. Worst billionaire ever. Wait, is he though?
No.
Anyway. So, anyway, we cut over to our epic fucking car chase scene. Like, again, guys, this really makes up for the episode, man. It totally makes it worth it. This badass car chase scene where we get our super motorcycles with machine guns built into the
And
bodies.
rocket launchers.
And fucking rocket launchers.
And Victor, to tie this back around to our 24/7 Bond channel, they go full Fiona Volpe.
Which one was she?
She is the Bond girl from Thunderball,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
where she's got a motorcycle that has machine guns and rocket launchers.
Hell
The
yeah.
thing is, they've got one rocket tube on each of these motorcycles, and they just keep shooting rockets.
Oh yeah, I didn't count the rockets. So I don't
Like-
know. This is future tech.
These are John Woo rocket motorcycles.
Hell yeah. Yeah, they get a critical hit on the Viper, and the Viper loses power, and they just shower the Viper with bullets here. And I love this scene because it is all practical effects, man. It is back to an era of practical effects because that was your only choice, you know? It is so good. So many pyrotechnics are going on. Viper's covered in damage, like black soot, and sparks are flying. And Julian is there trying to restore power to the Viper by typing on a keyboard. He's trying to... Like, Xhafer, as an IT professional, when the power goes out, how many keystrokes does it take to get the power back on?
Like, I've had to, I don't want to say yell, I don't mean yell, but like, I've been a manager of a help desk, and, you know, it's their job to follow up on tickets. So tickets come in. If someone's ticket comes in for their email being down, and you sent an email to them to ask them if their email is up, this is that. This is exactly that. It's like you did not think about it for 5 seconds. If his laptop was still running because it was like disconnected from the car and was like a thing, that would make perfect sense. But his laptop is also off.
Right?
And it's also just like, hey, how do we make it look like he's doing this? Open the glove box and have him be like pulling around some wires.
Yeah, that would have been way better. But no, he's using his super hacker powers. He's a master data web hacker, and when he can turn the engine back on by punching a bunch of keys on a dead laptop. That's how good of a hacker he is.
We then find out
A+.
it's too late. Price is dead.
Yeah. Oh man, they didn't even give John Neville a death scene. Damn it.
Yeah.
They just.
But now it's not. Now the mission isn't about money. It's about
revenge. Yeah. So they get Julian restores power. You hear the engine kick back on, and they drive away, and they decide to send the drone. And this must have the probe. Sorry, yeah. But this must be what inspired Amazon delivery drones. I gotta say, Viper should sue Jeff Bezos for this. So.
I mean, I feel like this whole episode is just a warning to Jeff Bezos.
Yes, it is. You're right. Oh, God. If he needs a heart transplant, I would not put it past him to steal it from a poor little redhead girl. The heart gets delivered at the last minute, and everything else, the hacker scene, the data web, I can overlook all of that, honestly. I can let that slide.
It's awesome.
But this part where the probe delivers the heart, Frankie goes out onto the balcony and lets the probe in. Now, listen, guys. Speaking as someone who has spent more than a little bit of time in various hospitals in his life, I have never been in a hospital suite that had a fucking open-air balcony, dude.
Well,
open-air balcony,
in the nice
no.
ones.
And what?
You weren't in the nice ones, is what he said.
Yeah, no shit, dude. What the hell? How did I get to one?
VA hospitals not known for their sweeping verandas.
Yeah, no shit.
But
So
now,
then where are we
now the heart is where it needs to be. Now we got to stop these bad guys. And they pull my favorite move with the Viper. They shoot a grappling hook into one of the motorcycles, sending the guy flying.
Hell yeah.
He would be dead.
So
Practical effects again. This isn't CGI or nothing. No, they had the stunt guy fall off the fucking motorcycle onto the pavement.
But the guy gets we do get a reaction where the guy does stand back up, and I'm like, he's not standing up. His spine is confetti. But then,
well, hey, for all we know, the stuntman. Those are two different stuntmen.
Yeah. But then we get my favorite move where, having grappled one motorcycle, they spin around and hit a motorcycle with a motorcycle.
Fuck yeah! That
awesome.
is a badass move, dude.
That other motorcyclist would also be dead.
Right.
But it seems that our Viper crew don't kill people.
That'd be a good prediction. I don't think they've actually killed anyone yet, because for all we know, Marcus is still alive too.
Yeah, well, Vipers don't kill people.
Vipers don't kill people. Yeah.
I kill people with Viper.
With Viper.
Guns don't kill people. I kill people with guns. Pow.
I kill people with guns. Yes, Jean LeJoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it is the motorcycles are out, and it is just chasing down Sylvia and Stathis, who Stathis goes through a full arsenal in this.
Oh, he
chase.
does, doesn't he?
He's
got that 6-barrel grenade launcher to start with,
and he fires all of those grenades, and then he's like, "Okay, well, I'm out of grenades. I guess machine gun time." And they make the car crash.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvia fires all of the rounds out of her Uzi, and then pulls a knife. Because she's just, I'm going all the way down. They pull a Viper, you pull a Viper. They pull a knife, you pull a gun. That's the Metro City way.
Metro City. Nice. And that's about it, isn't it?
He knocks her out.
We have our standoff there, and Sylvia gets out, and she tries to slash Joe Mike with the knife. And I think he just punches her at this point.
Yep. And knocks her out and leaves her for the cops. But we missed the part where that proves that this is a Libertarian Utopia, Xhafer.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Because as they're driving through one area, they're like, yeah, the cops can't come to help us. This is a place patrolled by private security.
Oh,
no.
yeah. That makes sense.
There is a place that, hey, the cops do not go. It is all, hey, if you're not damaging our warehouses, we don't care what you do. It is a privatized police force that, unless they were damaging the or endangering the lives of the people who lived there, they don't care.
Oh, we skipped over the part where the Viper used the hologram projector.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, our main goon here fires a grenade at it, and at the Hollow Viper, and Hollow Viper just dissolves. Guys, okay, I'm not the smartest
It's awesome.
guy here, but that's not how holograms work, is it?
No, no, it's not.
He blew up the hologram. Like, what the hell?
It should have just had no effect on it.
Yeah, but no, the hologram disintegrated. It ran out of hit points or whatever. Like, what the hell? That was strange. Anyway. All right, so anyway, the police show up. Viper saves the day. Little girl gets her new heart. Oh, which reminds me, I forgot earlier that when evil billionaire guy holds the heart, he like reaches for it and grabs it. He looks like he's about to insert it himself. Like, oh, give me that. It's like, what the hell? Like he's, I don't know. This is future sci-fi artificial heart medical tech. I guess maybe it's got like a USB port or something that you just plug in.
And then we find out that standard procedure for a heart transplant post-op is racing around in a sports car.
Right.
Like, how bad would this hurt? Your chest has been cracked open.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they ribcage you out like you have been xenomorphed in order to do a heart transplant.
I mean, yeah, I'm hoping this is at least like a week later or something, because, I don't know, man, Viper's a supercar, but, I mean, taking a little girl who just got out of open heart surgery into a car around the block, speeding around the block in a car that just got shot with a bunch of fucking rockets.
Yeah. Suspension's fucked up.
This is libertarian utopia, because yeah, who gives a fuck about safety here? Oh man, we just lost our one libertarian listener.
Oh no.
But that's our episode.
That's our episode.
Third
We did it.
episode of the greatest TV show ever made.
And that means now, what's it time for now?
Gonna roll some dice.
Gonna roll some dice? Yes.
Did you get those dice on the data web?
No, from my local game store. Multiple
Nice.
local game stores, probably, actually. I feel like some of these I've had for a long time.
Nice.
That's an 11.
Ooh.
Skipping 11 episodes puts us at... There's the one left, so...
Didn't we get a
season
10 last time? Or was it a... Yeah.
What would be a normal roll for this? I think 10. The average dice roll on a D4 is 2.5 from rolling 4 D4. So, yeah.
Yep, 10.
So, we're statistically mean.
I think you should get rid of one of those D4s.
I think you should fuck off.
I think you should get rid of all those D4s, and we should just watch every episode of Viper.
I think you're welcome to start your own podcast, Ben. So,
I'll start my own podcast with Blackjack and Viper.
God, look, we're going to use my mathematical, maybe patent pending formula until a lawyer tells me no at work.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go, by the way? I meant to ask you about your
I haven't
meeting.
talked to a lawyer yet.
Oh, God damn it.
I talk to people who I need to talk to before I talk to the lawyers is what I found was what has happened. So
Oh,
now
man.
now that it's been confirmed, I need to spend the lawyer's time, which costs the company money.
Ah,
So,
damn it.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be fine. We'll get there. Anyways, I rolled an 11. We're skipping 11 episodes, which puts us at Season 2, Episode 11, Breakdown on Thunder Road.
What? That sounds like a country
scientist-
song.
Oh, wait till you hear this. A scientist fears his runaway son may be behind the theft of an extremely combustible rocket fuel, which the boy is using to power race cars.
Oh, that goes right into my first prediction.
Anyways.
All right, let's do our predictions.
It's predictions time.
Lincoln, what are you doing up there?
Guessing? I guess no one's coming.
I have seen into the future.
You ruined the prophecy.
All right, I got us.
I'm ready.
I'll take us off here. My daytime prediction, we will see them save at least 2 more kids. We got like 4 or 5 episodes left, I think.
Yeah.
Some of these seasons not as short long as others, like 5 episodes probably. I'm going to guess out of those 5, half rounding down involves saving children. My evening, we are going to spend half of a season of this show outside of Metro City. There will be a story arc that takes us outside of Metro City that will last approximately 7 to 10 episodes. And my primetime prediction...
Oddly specific.
I like defining things. It might be more than 7 to 10. If it's more, it still counts. It's at least 7, I'm going to say, is half a season. Because I think the rest of these seasons are 20 episodes. I think one's 18. Yeah. So with factoring in this half one for 10, 7 episodes sounds good. My primetime prediction, Frankie has to get out of here and leaves the show. Now, he might die,
no.
but we're going to lose Frankie somehow.
No, Frankie, no. Was that your primetime? Yeah.
That's my primetime. He might come back for the finale.
All right, I'll go next. So my original daytime prediction was going to be that we get another episode involving the theft of something, but something that is not that doesn't have any immediate obvious value. Something weird. Like Vipers are never going to go after diamond thieves or money thieves or anything like that. It's always going to be something weird. Yep, sure enough, we're getting rocket fuel. So I'm going to change that to instead we're going to get at least one more episode where we get the cold open mid-heist with some goons that we've never seen before, and they're in the middle of stealing something. My evening prediction is that Frankie is going to be asexual throughout this entire series, or at least the episodes that we land on. He's never going to have any kind of romantic interest. He is going to be motor sexual. Like, the only thing that he's ever attracted to is cars. And I want a bonus point if we land on an episode where he's got a woman obviously flirting with him and he's completely oblivious and he's just talking about cars. Because I could see that happening. And my primetime prediction, Viper becomes sentient.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it's going to talk because that would be way too close to Knight Rider. But I think Viper is going to begin acting autonomously and make decisions on its own. It's going to be like Joe, no. If it does talk, it's definitely going to have a woman's voice, I think. And Viper's going to fall in love with Joe. All right, passing it to you, man.
I'm hoping that it's actually a conflagration of your two predictions, and it's Frankie becomes the Viper.
Oh, God. Hey, I'm driving here.
So my daytime prediction is everyone who knew Joe as Peyton hates Peyton. We're not going to find anybody who's like, oh man, Peyton, you were so cool.
Everybody
I always
hates
looked
Peyton.
up to you. It's just like, Peyton, I always hated you. My evening prediction is everyone survives all of the crashes that Viper causes.
Yep.
And
good guy crashes.
My primetime... so we might get crashes where people die, but it's always like the bad guys not giving up. Like, hey, you can't make that jump. Oh, yes, I can, and I'll get away with the loot.
So anyone that crashes into Viper survives, or Viper crashes into them.
That Viper causes the crash of survives.
Yep, sounds good.
And then my primetime is we get 2 more shadowy villains. Like we got with the bidding today, where it's like purposefully being obfuscated. And then
it'd be like Blofeld and James Bond. We never get to see their face.
Like we see them later, but at one point they are shadowy, they're secluded,
mysterious,
and then Joe is able to pretend to be them.
Okay, nice.
So there is a bad guy, a villain that the other villains don't know who they are because they're shadowy, and so because of the bleeding edge Viper tech, they're able to sneak in and pretend to be the bad guys.
Nice. Well,
all right.
With all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to
thank Ripe. Thank you, Ripe, for the use of our theme song, Goon Squad. It is still blowing my mind that we get to use it.
Thank you to you, the listener, for listening to our humble little podcast here. If you enjoy our show, please leave us a review on iTunes or Facebook or wherever you find us. And if you do, we'll give you a shout out here on the show. And if you don't like our show, keep that shit to yourself.
And finally, hit us up on Discord.
Our Discord's been pretty active lately.
Discord's been popping. It's a great time over there. Go check out Cool Girls Don't Look at Explosions.
Great show.
They just launched. Their third episode comes out. They'll have their third episode out by the time this airs. Super happy for them. Glad that they could.
If
what
you
was
enjoy
an
our
April
show,
Fool's joke from last year here and turn it into a podcast. That's great to see.
If you like us, you'll definitely love Cool Girls. I feel like they do LTO better than we do.
And I guess we'll see you next week on Last